Recently, the Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan completed her state visit to China that targeted to strengthen bilateral cooperation in key economic areas, mostly in agriculture, industry development, trade and infrastructure. Among other things, the two heads of states witnessed signing of various contracts and memorandums of understanding (MOU) for mutual interest of the two countries. Ahead of President Hassan's state visit to the Asian giant, it is stated that Tanzania's export to China is expected to increase to $1 billion in the year 2025 from the current $600 million. This was a historic and a significant visit because it's the first time President Samia is flying to China since she came into power in March 2021. Moreover, the visit took place immediately after the 20th Congress of the Communist Party of China. The trip is a symbol of unity and mutual understanding since the President Xi Jinping visited Tanzania on his first trip to Africa in 2013 after he took office in 2012. To address and discuss on this state visit, TBC was privileged to talk to the Ambassador of China to Tanzania.
Madam Ambassador, Your Excellency, thank you very much for your time. It feels very good to have you here on the set. And for me, personally, it feels good to meet you for the very first time.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Our discussion mainly will dwell on the state visit that President Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, made to your beautiful country, China, recently.
Yes.
Yes. My question is that we have seen the visit that has been done recently by President Samia Suluhu Hassan, and of course, it was a visit that was, a long-awaited, and of course, just to see in wider range that President Samia had visited China after 8 years as the president of Tanzania. What brief introduction can you give concerning this state visit?
Thank you very much for your important question. As you mentioned just now, at the invitation of President Xi Jinping of the People's Republic of China, President Samia Suluhu Hassan of the United Republic of Tanzania paid a state visit to China from November 2nd to 4th this year. This is the first state visit by Tanzania head of state to China in 8 years. President Samia is also the first African head of state received by China after 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, that is CPC. During this visit, President Xi Jinping held talks with President Samia and held a welcoming ceremony and a welcoming banquet for her. Premier Li Keqiang, of the State Council and the Chairman of Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, Li Zhanshu, had separate meetings with President Samia. I would like to introduce this visit to Tanzanian friends. The most important political achievement of this visit is the announcement by the two heads of state to elevate the bilateral relationship to a comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership, which provides strategic guidance for the development of China-Tanzania relations. The two sides reaffirmed their commitment to developing China-Tanzania relations and their firm mutual support to each other on issues concerning each other's core interests. They agreed to work together to boost China-Tanzania trade and economic cooperation and deepen high-quality Belt and Road cooperation. They underlined the need to strengthen people-to-people and cultural exchanges and carry forward the friendship between the two peoples. They also reiterated the importance to enhance cooperation in international fora and multilateral affairs, and jointly uphold international fairness, justice, and the common interests of fellow developing countries. The 20th CPC National Congress is the important topic of this visit. President Xi briefed President Samia on the important outcomes of the 20th CPC National Congress. He pointed out that China has already found a development path suited to its national conditions. Chinese modernization is grounded in China's own realities, with features that are unique to Chinese context. On behalf of the Chama Pinduzi and the Tanzanian government, President Samia extended warm congratulations on the success of the 20th CPC National Congress and the President Xi's re-election as General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee. President Xi and President Samia exchanged in-depth views on China-African relations and agreed that in developing China-African relations, both sides need to remain committed to the overall direction of mutual trust, mutual benefit, mutual learning, and mutual assistance. Both China and Africa need to carry forward the spirit of China-African friendship and cooperation, and show greater historical initiative in advancing friendship between China and Africa. China would like to provide new opportunities for Africa through continuous development to speed up the implementation of the ongoing 9 initiatives for cooperation with Africa. With a particular focus on infrastructure, we will continue to nurture new drivers for China-African cooperation through trade, investment, and financing. During the visit, the two sides issued a joint statement on establishing the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership between the People's Republic of China and the United Republic of Tanzania, and signed another 15 cooperation documents covering trade, investment, development, cooperation, digital economy, green development, and blue economy. This is the brief information about the visit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you have already said here, that the Chinese President Xi Jinping held talks with his counterpart, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. And of course, they announced, or they mentioned about the elevation, of course, which you've already mentioned, on China-Tanzania relations to a comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership. So what's the significance of this elevation for future development of our bilateral relations?
Yes, exactly. As I mentioned just now, the elevation of the bilateral relationship is the most important political outcome for the state visit. The relationship now is the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership. It not only fully reflects the high level and strategic nature of China-Tanzania relations, but also ensures that China-Tanzania relations will continue along the general direction of mutual trust, mutual benefit, mutual learning, and mutual assistance put forward by President Xi Jinping. And first, let's see that political mutual trust will be more solid. China and Tanzania will maintain the momentum of high-level exchanges and political dialogue, expand the exchange of experience in governing the country, firmly support each other in exploring a development path that is in line with their national conditions. And second, mutually beneficial cooperation will be deepened. We will forge our cooperation underpinned by infrastructure construction and supported by three important pillars, namely trade, investment, and financing, and foster new kinetic energy for cooperation in the fields of green development, digital economy, and blue economy. Third, the cultural and people-to-people exchanges will be more extensive. We will further carry out exchanges in culture, education, tourism, and sports, add luster to their respective cultural prosperity, enhance mutual knowledge and understanding between the two peoples, which helps to consolidate the public opinion foundation of friendship between the two countries. And fourth, China and Tanzania will unite and help each other more firmly. We will adhere to true multilateralism, safeguard the international system with the United Nations at its core, and the international order based on international laws, promote the implementation of the Global Development Initiative, and the building of a community of shared future for mankind. China will work together with Tanzania under the guidance of the Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership to further strengthen our high-level exchanges, consolidate political mutual trust, and elevate bilateral relations to a higher level, and inject strong impetus into building a China-African community with a shared future in the new era. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that very well-detailed information. Your Excellency, looking at the two presidents, the time they met in China, they both agreed to expand the scale of bilateral trade. And of course, here I see deepen high-quality belt and road cooperation, and also advanced cooperation in key areas on various areas like infrastructure, agriculture, fishery, manufacturing and processing, green development and digital economy. What results do you think that you are going the both two countries are going to earn? And of course, do you think these plans in place, how are they going to implement it between the two countries?
Yes, President Xi and President Samia reached important consensus on China-Tanzania practical cooperation. The two sides should follow the important consensus reached by the two heads of the state and take the establishment of China-Tanzania Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership as an important opportunity to push the implementation of the 9 programs of China-African cooperation in Tanzania to achieve early harvest, and push bilateral cooperation in various fields to be fruitful, stable, and far-reaching. In the next stage, we need to do in the following. First, lay a solid foundation for development. China will strongly support Tanzania to improve the level of connectivity. We will discuss with Tanzania on how to revitalize the TAZARO, the Tanzania-Zambia Railway, and support Chinese enterprises to participate in the construction of major infrastructure projects with high standards, such as the Standard Gauge Railway, the Nyerere Hydropower Station, and Magufuli Bridge. We hope that the Tanzanian side will make good use of duty-free treatment of 98% tariff-line goods originally from Tanzania exported to China. And the newly granted market access to Tanzania agricultural produces expand the export of Tanzania soybeans, aquatic products, and avocados to China. Second, strengthen capacity cooperation. China will accurately carry out industrial synergizing with Tanzania and support institutions and enterprises of both sides to make use of China International Import-Export, that is CIIE, and China International Fair for Investment and Trade, and other platforms to conduct investment negotiations and business matching. We will continue to encourage Chinese enterprises to invest in Tanzania and expand production capacity cooperation in steel, cement, and glass. Fill the gaps in Tanzania's market and boost its development and industrialization. And third, explore new areas of cooperation. China will dig deeper into the potentials of cooperation with Tanzania in emerging fields. We will carry out cooperation in fields such as ICT, climate change, under the framework of newly signed agreements regarding digital economy, blue economy, green investment, etc. We will expand cultural exchanges, hold a China-Tanzania Year of Tourism and Culture in due course, and facilitate people-to-people exchanges to carry forward the non-governmental friendship between the two countries. Thank you.
Your Excellency, I have this information here that says currently Africa is a key partner in international cooperation.
Yeah.
And in your opinion, what unique features or disadvantages Africa or China cooperation has compared to other countries and regions?
Yes, Africa indeed is the key partners for international cooperation. And China and Africa have built a strong traditional friendship and good cooperative relations, which serves as the model of relationship between developing countries. Compared with other countries and regions, African-China cooperation in New Era has the following unique advantages. The first advantage is historical advantages. Over the past 66 years, China and Africa have forged an unbreakable brotherhood in the struggle against imperialism and colonialism. No matter how international situation changes, China, African countries are always good friends in the same boat and good partners sharing will and woe, and good brothers with full sincerity. China and Africa have always been a community with a shared future. And secondly, ideological advantages. Why have China-African relations been so good? And why has China-African friendship been so deep? These are the questions asked by President Xi Jinping, and he gave out the answer in his keynote speech. He pointed out that the key lies in the enduring spirit of China-African friendship and cooperation. That is, sincere friendship, equal treatment, mutual benefit, common development, fairness and justice, and progress with times, openness and inclusiveness. This is a true portrait of China and Africans' solidarity and shoulder-to-shoulder struggle for decades. And it is also a source of strength for China-African friendly relations to forge ahead in the future. Third, mechanism advantages. The Forum on China-African Cooperation, or you can say FOCAC, FOCAC is an important platform for dialogue and an effective mechanism for pragmatic cooperation between China and Africa. Over the past 22 years, the FOCAC has become a firm pillar of China-African cooperation and is widely recognized and welcomed by African countries and the international community. China will continue to strengthen China-African cooperation in various fields under the framework of FOCAC to improve the well-being of the Chinese and African peoples and promote the building of a new type of international relations and a community with a shared future for mankind. Thank you.
And what role do you see now Tanzania plays in this cooperation, China-Africa cooperation?
Yeah, we attach great importance to Tanzania's role. Since Tanzania and China enjoy a long-lasting friendship from the founding father of the two countries, and we always put Tanzania at the first group of the good friends, one of the best friends of China in the world. So the China-Tanzania friendship, or the role to China, means it takes the lead for the cooperation for China and African cooperation.
Your Excellency, as we are wrapping up our discussion, let me give you this opportunity. Now you're talking to Tanzanians. They're watching you right now. They would like to hear a word from you. What you would like to tell them?
Yeah, dear Tanzania friends, so happy to meet you here in this forum. And as the ambassador of China, I would like to serve as a bridge to connect the two sides and to fulfill my mission as the envoy to carry forward the friendship, and hope to get your support. Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Your Excellency, thank you very much for your time. I'm sure next time when we come for this same issue of asking you to talk to us so that the Tanzanian public to hear and understand from you, then definitely you'll give us that opportunity to talk to TBC.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, TBC. I'm so happy to have the opportunity to talk with the audience of TBC and looking forward to future cooperation.
Asante sana.
Asante.
Well, dear viewers, thank you very much for being with us in this special program, whereas today we have been focusing on President Samia Suluhu Hassan's visit in China. And of course, I've been talking with Her Excellency Shen Minjin, who is the ambassador of China to Tanzania. From me, your host, Agnes Tuniga, thank you very much for being with us. Till next time.